Well, hello there. Welcome to the Deadly Analysis Podcast. Today I am going to recommend a book, and that book is called A Short Stay in Hell by Peck. Now, given the title, I initially thought the book was going to be about attending a cocktail party, and right when you walk in the door of the house, there's a live, laugh, love picture frame, like looking directly at you as you enter the home. That would be A Short Stay in Hell for me. But no, turns out it's a slightly different story. A Short Stay in Hell is about a recently deceased Mormon named Soren who wakes up to find himself in the waiting room of an office with other dead people and a very sarcastic demon that explains to him that most people got it wrong when it came to God and the afterlife, and that the one true religion ended up actually being Zoroastrianism. Who'da thunk it? And because Soren got it wrong, he is to be penalized by a very specific type of hell, or purgatory, really, that contains, we'll say, a test of sorts. And once Soren passes the test, he can make it to heaven. Now, Soren, when he was alive, loved books, and so the demon decides to send him to a hell that is tailored towards his hobby. It's like the Simpsons episode where Homer's sent to hell, and his punishment is just to, be served donuts, like an infinite amount of donuts from a demon. Although I don't think that works really well, because in that case, Homer really found it more like heaven, and he kept eating all of the donuts and ended up tormenting the demon who was serving them to him. Anyway, the point is, Soren goes to a very particular kind of hell. And this hell is derived from the famous short story, The Library of Babel. So here is Soren's hell. Get ready for this. His hell is comprised of essentially a library, an ultimately finite but seemingly infinite library of books. So imagine trillions and trillions and trillions of floors that contain row upon row upon row of books. In fact, every book that's ever been written is present in this library. But it goes further than that. Every possible book that could ever be written is also present in this library. Now imagine you open up the first book that you see when you get to this hell. You open up the book and it's just a hodgepodge of random letters and spaces thrown in together, and just nothing makes any sense when you open the book. So you go to the next book and it's kind of the same thing. Then you go to the next book and it's kind of the same thing. Things, letters, spacing, nothing seems to make sense. It's just gibberish. So this is a place where it may take you hundreds of years, thousands of years maybe, to even find a few words that fit together to function something like a part of a sentence. Most of the books are basically just random gibberish. Now, here's where it gets utterly horrifying. The only way Soren can get out of hell and make it to heaven is to find the one specific book that contains his life story, word for word. In other words, he has to find the specific book that contains all of the details of his life story amongst a seemingly infinite sea of books that contain random gibberish and letters and spaces. And there's some really horrifying math to be done here, right? Assuming that math isn't already horrifying on its own. And he can't just kill himself, Soren, because if he does, he respawns. And he can eat and drink because there's always an available kiosk all around him that gives him whatever food and beverage he wants. He can shower with the help of the kiosk. He can sleep. Basically, all of his immediate needs are met, so he can focus on this one task of getting out of hell. But the horror of this situation is the sheer magnitude of the library. How much time it's going to take him to even remotely find what he's looking for. You can jump off a precipice at this library, going floor to floor, going down, and just fall. Fall past the various levels for hundreds of years. You just be free falling for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years. And in fact, I think that might happen. Maybe I'm not going to blow anything for you. That I didn't say that, but the point is, it's a big freaking library, really big. And to make it more interesting, perhaps Soren isn't the only one there. Perhaps this demon sent other like-minded people to that same place to engage the same task. I wonder what dynamics we would expect to see in a world where pain is still real, death isn't, and you're tasked with something that is really seemingly impossible. Well, this book explores sort of the extremes of that thought experiment. And I thought that this book was fantastic because it plays with human conceptions of the mundane. What sort of person do you think you would be if billions of years from now, you're still in this sort of place looking for this book. It's almost like the search for meaning is kind of its own expression of a very particular kind of hell. Like, this book legitimately gave me nightmares. Now, to be fair, so did the Muppets. But the point is this book's well written, it's thought out, it explores concepts like time and meaning in a way that, at least to me, were quite novel. No pun intended. So there's a lot going on here. Definitely recommend you check this out. A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen Peck. I think you'll dig it. If you know any other books that are sort of like this, that explore time and hell in this sort of way, I would really love to know. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read more stuff like this. But anyway, good book. Recommend it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.